So this is a big wow moment for me. March 22nd, 2022. My mom and I just had a discussion for over an hour and some change. Um, she led the discussion, which was really pretty awesome. And she got to talking about what it is that I believe or don't believe. And she was saying what she believes. And of course, I already know what she believes because she raised me in her belief system. What she does not know is what I believe. And so we started talking about those things. And basically, she was saying that she would not want me to bring any crystals that heal to her because to her, that's like demonistic, spiritualistic. And I helped her to understand my point of view. And if she doesn't, then she doesn't. But I think she does a little. And that is, our creator is a spirit. And so everything, he created everything we see. So everything is spirit. And if I'm taking the time to learn about the spirit of trees, water, crystals, rocks, the healing properties that are in these things, because that is the interest that I have. I mean, look at how that interest has driven me over the years. To become a massage therapist, to become a nurse, to become a Reiki practitioner, to become a Psyche practitioner. Like, it has really driven me to have a understanding about these things. And I was telling her, like, Daddy did too. Like, the things that Daddy was studying, nobody has studied that stuff before him. So studying about fasting and juicing and putting live things inside of a live body, and what these particular fruit combinations can do for you, or what these particular vegetable combinations could do for you. It's just that my father didn't really get into like the part that a cucumber can help to heal the your emotions. Like, he didn't get into that part. He just stayed in the physical part. He didn't stay with like the mental part or the emotional part, or how they interact spiritually with you. So I think some of that was limited with him because of the religion that he was in, and his belief system didn't really allow for him to expand upon his knowledge base that way. But I gave that religion up, and so I have been able to have a deeper understanding because I no longer have those limits. So anyway, we got to talking today, and she emphatically stated that she understands that my beliefs are different from hers. And that it's as different from East and West, and that it really doesn't matter. It's just that we have different beliefs. So I did state for her, yes, my beliefs are different. And she was like, I don't believe that. But she thought that what she believed was not forced on me. And I told her it was. I said, Mommy, I was 4 when you guys started studying. It wasn't a choice of mine. That was not a choice. She's like, well, we didn't push it on you. I said, yes, you did. We didn't study our Watchtower or our Tuesday night books or whatever. We got beatings. If we were sitting there studying it and she got irritated at us trying to read the paragraphs, and we like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, and we're learning, my mother would then cry to my father, and my father would then beat us. Like, we got beatings if we didn't study. We got beatings from the Kingdom Hall. We got this stuff beat into us. Do this or I'm going to beat you. And that is like inundating somebody with something. That is changing a person's belief system. That is changing a person. Like, if you don't do this, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to harm you. And all the while, my parents were thinking that if they told me to do this, that this was the best thing for me. And if I didn't, this beating would help keep me in line with the best thing for me. So I know that they did it out of love. I know it was out of love, but it never felt like love. It never felt like it for real. It felt like some conditional stuff because they were being conditioned to believe this, and they really wanted to believe it. They really wanted us to be safe, and I get it, and I told her. So I'm thankful for my upbringing. I'm thankful for the love that they showed us throughout it. I'm thankful for all of that stuff, but at the same time, it is not I said, as an adult, I get to choose. And the choices that I'm making lead to me living inside of my happiness, inside of my joy. It leads to me understanding nature in a way that you can't possibly understand right now. I don't expect you to. I said, it's a relationship that I've forged. You know, I want it to be my best friends. I want to be best friends with it. So therefore, I'm forging this relationship with nature. It's not yours, it's mine. And I said, and I'm not giving it up for anybody. I wouldn't give up what I believe for anybody. I wouldn't give up the love and the happiness that I feel, the joy that exudes inside of me, the abundance that I have around me, that I am at all times, the magic that I have in my life. I wouldn't give it up for anybody. And see, she was saying, well, that's the thing, magic, magic. I said, Mom, Disney is the most magical place on earth. And I can tell you there are thousands and upon thousands of Jehovah's Witnesses that have been to Disney World and Disneyland, and the magical place on earth. And they watch Disney movies. They watch Disney cartoons. It's all about the magic. And I said, you have to understand what magic means to you. I said, what magic means to me is when I go outside and I feel the wind on my face and it feels like it's kissing me. And I look up and I see that the wind is inspiring the trees to wave to me. I feel like the trees are now paying attention to me. That's magical for me. That's magic. That the numbers that I understand, I didn't tell her about this part because I didn't really go into it, but the numbers are also energy. And so me understanding the energy that lives inside of them, that's the magic for me. When they show up for me, I understand what they're saying because now I've forged a relationship with those. But the universe told me that I would be able to create my own love language with the universe, the way that I communicate with it and the way that it communicates with me. It's okay for it just to be just mine. So I told her, I said, forget about Webster, forget about Google. What do you feel magic is? Forget about what you were told. What do you feel it is? Like, always going by what somebody else told you will lead you in a splintered mind, lead you with illness. Your mind will be ill. There'll be dis-ease, unrest within your body because you're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to your own intuition. You're going upon what others have told you. And I told her that's not the way I want to live. That I cannot live that way anymore. I meditate. I get my answers in. I'm out with nature. I'm communing. I'm getting answers from nature. And just because she doesn't understand it doesn't mean that I'm going to change it. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. I told her that there's things that there's just more truth to things. I said, you may have an orange in your refrigerator and you say, Yana, I don't want your oranges because they heal. Well, so do yours. Your oranges are healing too. It's just that you haven't taken the time to learn the other properties, the healing properties in your oranges. I have. So I said, when the type of line of work that I've been in has the background I come from, the things that I've learned as a child from my grandmother and from my father, those are the things that have been shaping me. So I have made a decision to love on nature in a way that you guys have not. And so I understand things in a deeper way. You guys will see it in a much more, just a surface way. Whereas I want more than a surface understanding. And then I want to put that understanding and that knowledge to work for me. And that is the wisdom in it. She was telling me about my Aunt Gina because I got to talking about white coats. I said, it's like the white coat syndrome. You get to a doctor and all of a sudden your blood pressure is affected because you're with them. And the whole thing is that you are being forced. You have to force yourself to trust their word, whether you believe it or not. So therefore, your body's already telling you, I'm anxious. My blood pressure is high. Because they are telling me some stuff, or they're going to tell me some stuff that I don't really believe, and they're going to want me to take some pills, or they're going to try to tell me that I got some disease, or whatever else, all the time. And I was telling her, I said, if you just listen to them, you will believe that you are a disease, that you are an illness. You will believe that you have to take these pills that they tell you to take in order to survive in your illness. They're never going to want to heal you. They're just going to want to give you pills that will either affect you one way or another. And maybe you'll find some relief, but it comes with a lot of side effects. But anyhow, she was telling me that my Aunt Gina knows that, and she does some research on things, so doctors just can't really tell her anything. And that whenever she sees a white coat, that her blood pressure goes up. And I said my Aunt Gina may have done some research, but what she's not using the wisdom of it, because using the wisdom of it would allow her to address what's happening with her blood pressure is a trigger. And she would address why she's being triggered when she sees that white coat. Once she addressed that issue, then she could see a white coat 99,000 more times, 100 million, it doesn't matter how many more times she saw it. She would never be triggered that way again, because she will address whatever is underneath of that trigger. And that's the part that I see. And that's the part that people don't understand. And that's the part that I'm okay with. But I love the fact that me and my mom had this talk today. It was like one of the first times that we had. And she said, whenever I'm feeling a certain way, it's you who I want to talk to. It's you who console me. It's you who gives the best advice. It is you. So yeah, I understand all of those things. And I know my mother wants to talk to me all the time about it. And when I don't offer it to her, she feels a certain way. So she sees the value in my point of view. She just also had some fear wrapped around in it too. And she just was talking to my son yesterday for quite a bit. And my son has a lot of fear wrapped around what I see as well. And that's a lot of the reasons why he's on his path separately and I'm on mine. And they are not intertwining at this time. And I'm quite all right with that, because I have been allowed to heal in ways that I don't need his influence. I didn't need his influence around. And so therefore, it was not around. His energy, his whatever is not here. And I'm the better for it. Right? Like, you can look, I am the better for it. So why would I be upset with any of it? I'm not. I'm the better for it.